And we were mentioning there are several road closures across our area because of the wildfires. We do have a full list if you want to see them on our website, mynews4.com. You could also download our MyNews4 app and stay up to date with all the latest on these wildfires. We keep updating you there. Just search KRNV in your Apple or Google Play Store to stay up to date. Now we have some video now of firefighters battling the Pine Haven fire. You see that here taken earlier today by some of our photojournalists. And as we see, they were trying to do as much as they could to fight this fire. Of course, we're doing this in a pandemic, so kind of some changes there. Also, with this time of the year, they can't use air support to help them with these fires. So they're having to do it all on the ground with their physical power there. And we do have an announcement from Mayor Hillary Sheevy tonight. She says that she signed an emergency declaration for the Pine Haven fire in Reno, and she says that she wants everyone just to make sure they stay out of that area so that firefighters can keep doing what they're doing. Don't stop to watch these fires. That's dangerous, and you can get in the way of people really trying to put them out. Now, we are learning too, a handful of casinos are offering discounted rooms for people who are evacuating from the fire right now. GSR offering rates of $45 a night, the Peppermill for $30, the Atlantis for $49, the Sands Regency for $30, and we've also learned the Courtyard Marriott on Virginia Street also offering discounted rates for people evacuating. All you need to do is make sure you show them your address, tell them you're being evacuated, have your ID, of course, your mask. There's also an evacuation center set up at the Washoe County Senior Center at 1155 East North Street in Reno. Again, that is the Washoe County Senior Center, 1155 East 9th Street is the address. It's not the typical evacuation center like you would normally see, though, because of the pandemic, but you can definitely go there to learn how to get some help. Well, today's winds playing a big part in the spread of the wildfires that crews are battling right now. Chief Meteorologist Cassie Wilson joins us with exactly how windy it got. But also, Cassie, we're getting reports from several spots in the area, some raindrops, which is good news.
Yeah, we're starting to see those sprinkles make their way over the hill. But let's first start with that wind because it is still a big concern here. A 30-mile-per-hour wind gust here in Reno. We are seeing those sustained winds in the 15 to 25-mile-per-hour range. The first indication that front's finally passing is we're getting a bit of a northerly component to the wind here in Reno. So we are expecting this high wind warning to expire by 7 o'clock this evening. But we are seeing breezy through the night into your Wednesday as well. So your wind future cast is going to highlight that. So 7 o'clock, we're still in the 15 to 20 mile per hour range. Here's a look at midnight to 1 a.m. Still breezy. Look at that, 20 to 40 mile per hour winds for areas north to Stead, mainly out of the southwest here. As we head through your Wednesday, we're going to get more of a westerly component to the wind. So we're still watching those areas to the north into the east of the Collin Ranch area for fire spread and ember spread as well. Winds will calm down by Thursday. So we really do have 24 to 36 hours of wind to still get through here across northern Nevada. This is all associated with a current storm that's pushing on into the west coast. Cold front, it's hitting us as we speak, and we're starting to see the backside of that front. So showers starting to pop up here into the Sierra, and we are starting to see those snow levels picking up better as well. So when snow levels go from about 10,000 feet to 6,000 feet, that's when we see that crash and that spillover shower chance. But here's where we are seeing some sprinkles out towards Robb Drive on the northern side of the McCarran Loop. But look at that. We are starting to see a few drops. This is probably what Ben was talking about in his report there. But that heavier rain isn't looking likely until about 10, 11 o'clock this evening. So we are watching for moderate rain showers through the overnight hours. So we do have a window about 5 to 6 hours where we could see those rain showers. Humidity will go up, so that will help contain the spread of this fire, and the wind will go down. Now, it's not going to be completely quiet overnight, but it will go down overnight. Expecting that wind, though, to return back to its blustery state through the day on Wednesday as that snow sets up pretty steadily in the Tahoe Basin through Wednesday. We're still looking at 1 to 2 feet of snow possible for some in the lake area. So that is still part of this forecast, but we really need to be watching the wind and the shower chances here in the valley. So overall, here's our focus for the forecast. High winds through 7 o'clock, spillover rain 10 to 4 a.m. That's our best window for hope and help here from Mother Nature. But keep in mind, gusty winds are expected to return as we move through your Wednesday. Shelby.
All right, thanks so much, Cassie. Well, another wildfire just north of Reno prompted mandatory evacuations this afternoon. The Laura 2 fire near Doyle burned 400 to 500 acres. 20 structures were affected, and Plumas County Sheriff's Office told News 4 that residents in the Chilkoot and Vinton areas were evacuated. But good news is those evacuations have since been lifted, and US 395 is back open. Well, we've seen just devastating video today as the fire moved through neighborhoods in the Collin Ranch area. Yeah, we have some video sent to us by News 4's Brian Samudio. Take a look at this. This video is of a Pine Haven fire climbing a hill behind Moxie's in Collin Ranch. Listen to that. That is the wind gust. That is so loud and strong. That's been one of the big problems they've been having with this fire this whole time, Shelby. I don't even like to think about him standing there taking that video. Well, in this video, you can see in just a second here a firefighter that's trying to put out those flames as the flames, there you can see they're an inch closer to that fence along there. You can imagine a very tense time for the crews there right off of, it looks like a McCarran there, just above there, but flames inching so close to those homes. As of now, good news here, we have no reports of any injuries or deaths with this fire. We'll keep you updated on that, but some good news to report so far. Well, News 4 continues to follow the latest on the wildfires. Ben Marjat has been following the Pine Haven fire. Ben, what's the latest there? We've been looking at video from earlier in the day, but you have the nighttime view. What can you see?
Surely it's a much better scene now than what we saw a couple of hours ago. And right over my shoulder, this hillside, when we got here maybe 30 minutes or so ago, it was smoldering, a number of hot spots. And about an hour ago, we were worried that this was an area that was really going to flare up because we saw the orange glow that you often see on these kinds of fires through the trees. And so we finally made our way over here, and luckily firefighters got a handle on these little spot fires. I will step out of the way so that you can get a closer look at the couple fire trucks that are left. There are a couple smoldering spots. There are some hand crews over there. You can barely make them out on the hill, but they're hiking it and putting water on these little spot fires. And again, this is in the area of Cash Hill Boulevard, and forgive me here, Cash Hill Boulevard and Gibraltar Drive is where we're standing right now. This hillside, though, probably closer to Skyline View Drive. We felt a couple raindrops a little while ago. That, of course, is great news in this firefight. And although it is getting much colder over here, the winds are dying down as well. So all three of those things, good news. Feeling a couple more drops of rain right now. It's nothing like a downpour that's going to put out everything right away, but every little bit helps in a firefight like this. The scene here is improving. It looks like there's only maybe 1 or 2 or 3 trucks left in this area, which is of course good news. On the hill away from me, I'm not going to show it to you right now, but there is one home that's been burning. We've showed you that picture several times tonight. Off to my right, it's one of several homes that has been destroyed in this fire. Of course, way too early to have an exact count, but of course we'll get you that information as soon as we learn it. Live in Reno, Ben Marjat, News 4 on your side.
All right, thanks so much, Ben. And News 4's Zach Slotemaker also covering the same fire all afternoon. So far, about 1,500 acres burned, like Ben was saying, multiple homes lost. Right now, hundreds are threatened. Let's join in now with Zach. Zach, what is your update now?
Well, Janae, we're here at Village Green Parkway in Pine Haven. The road, Pine Haven Road, is what leads up to what I'm going to show you in just a moment. But if you can just imagine a road going to the very tippity top of Collin Ranch, that is Pine Haven Road or Drive, I believe. But take a look behind me. You can see the scarred hillside, a charred hillside, I should say. You can still see some of the hot spots on this hill. I was trying to ask my photojournalist, hi, how do you describe this? And he goes, it just looks like lava coming out of a volcano. With how dark it is, you can just see those orange spots. That is above Collin Ranch. We were more south, closer to that earlier today, but that is where the fire burned down and through. As far as an update goes, we want to swing things over to a hot spot we've been looking at for the last 2 to 3 hours. 2 hours ago, big flames in the sky. Now it's seeming to die down just a little bit. You can still see the orange and the flame over there in the distance, but as Ben said, 500 homes threatened, 1,500 acres burned. The weather could not be more inconsistent right now. We're getting high winds, and then for 10 minutes we're getting that rain. Puts a big smile on my face to feel that rain come down. That's going to be huge for crews if that can stay around. But just as quick, that high wind kicks back up, and we're back to that fire danger that we were looking at earlier today, just exacerbated because of that wind. And not to mention, it's very dry right now. We spoke with a resident in this area not too long ago who says he's lived here for most of his life. He was here 9 years ago for that Collin Ranch fire. He says today just feels like exactly how it did 9 years ago. Dry, windy conditions. You can see the rain coming in and out, hopefully, and we're hoping that sticks around. But right now, we're just keeping an eye on that one flame up, that flame up in the distance there. Reporter Ben Marjat, right on the other side of that right now. So as far as vista goes, that is the only flare up that we can see. We're hoping that's knocked down as the rain just comes back now, and I'm sure in 5 minutes the wind's going to kick right back up again. But that just goes to show with this this storm front we have coming in, we're getting that rain and that heavy wind. We're hoping that rain sticks around like it is right now.
Zach, and we're also hoping it doesn't end up like the fire 9 years ago. You're mentioning the weather a lot like that, but that one we lost nearly 2,000 acres and 43 homes. As of right now, we just know of a handful of homes. Hopefully we can keep it around there and not get up to 43 this time around. All right, Zach, we'll check back in with you in just a few minutes. Thank you. Now, the I-80 is back open now after another wildfire broke out on both sides of the I-80 westbound. Look at it here. Fire officials say this is near the Derby Dam exit, which is between Fernley and Sparks. So far, it's burned about 15 acres. Crews have stopped the progress, so it's not getting bigger. It's not moving. No word yet on what's caused this fire.
Well, there are several areas still under evacuations tonight. An evacuation center has been set up at the Washoe County Senior Center on East 9th Street. For a complete list of locations and evacuation locations, you can head to our website, mynews4.com. Well, more than 7,000 residents are currently without power tonight after Nevada Energy de-energized power for safety reasons. They say Reno Fire asked them to do that to help prevent the Pineview fire from spreading in the Collin Ranch area. Pine Haven fire, I should say. No word on when power will be restored, but again, they're trying to keep the conditions as safe as possible due to the conditions out there and what firefighters are dealing with tonight. There are several road closures to tell you about also due to the wildfires, and we have a complete list on our website, mynews4.com. Also, you can download our MyNews4 app and stay up to date with the latest on the wildfires. Just search KRNV in the Apple or Google Play Store.
Yeah, and a handful of places are offering discounted rooms for people who are evacuating from the fire tonight. GSR offering rates of $45, the Peppermill for $30, the Atlantis $49, the Sands Regency for $30, and also the Courtyard Marriott on Virginia Street has rooms for people evacuating. You just need to show them your ID and let them know your address, where you're being evacuated from. Of course, have your mask on you. There's also an evacuation center set up. That's at the Washoe County Senior Center. They're located on 1155 East 9th Street in Reno. So if you need that again, the Washoe County Senior Center, 1155 East 9th Street in Reno. Not like the normal evacuation centers we usually see, of course, right now because of social distancing and the pandemic, but they can definitely help you out if you go there. Now, another wildfire just north of Reno, prompting mandatory evacuations earlier this afternoon. The Doyle Fire burned 400 to 500 acres. 20 structures were affected by this. Plumas County Sheriff's Office tells News 4 people in the area of Chilkoot and Vinton were evacuated. Those evacuations are lifted now. People can go back, and the US 395 in that area is back open. So that is some good news that we've seen develop over the last few hours. We've been covering these fires. And we do have some new video in of the Pine Haven fire from earlier this afternoon. Look at this. Earlier, we showed you a different video of this same area. In this video, if you look closely, You can see a woman using a hose to stop the fire from reaching her own home before firefighters got there. She was doing her own work there to save her home. And you can see just how close the fire is to the fence there, just feet, a couple feet from there. So she was very brave in trying to save her house there. Again, this is a video we showed you too earlier of a firefighter doing that same thing in that same home. Now we have video too of the Pine Haven fire before the area was evacuated. As you can see and as you can hear, those winds were very strong and high. You can see all the ash moving around. The embers have been moving around, which hasn't been helping a lot. We are seeing those kind of die down a little bit right now, Shelby.
And today's winds, of course, playing a huge part in the spread of the wildfires that we're dealing with. Chief Meteorologist Cassie Wilson joins us now with exactly how windy it got and how long those winds will be sticking around. Cassie?
Well, Shelby, I was just trying to pull in some new data for us here because I'm trying to track when that rain is going to fall here. So northwest winds out of the northwest for us in Reno, 30 miles per hour. That's the latest gust out of the Reno Tahoe Airport. We are dealing with predominantly southwesterly winds. So keep in mind that northwesterly point here in Reno isn't indicative of a complete overarching pattern change here. We're just watching for that front to start to move through. So that is what it's telling me. High wind warning still in place here, and we will be watching for that to expire by 7 o'clock. We stay breezy after 7. So don't take that expiration as the sign of the time to relax with these fires. We are going to be watching those winds staying breezy as we head through the overnight. Take a look at this. 1 a.m. We're still out of the southwest, 20 to 30 mile per hour winds, still not out of the question. Throughout the day on Wednesday, we're going to start off a little bit lighter, but those winds persist, and it's because we're going to be watching the snow intensify up around Lake Tahoe. So we've got to wait for the storm to be completely done, and that doesn't happen until overnight into Thursday. So by Thursday morning, we'll be waking up to a very different scene. So front moving through right now, we're starting to see that rain and snow picking up here. So snow showers up around the I-80 corridor, but it's not until the snow levels start to go from about 8,000 feet to closer to 6,000 feet in elevation, and that's when we'll get enough energy to spill over those showers here into the valley. So here's a look. We are getting some reports of some sprinkles out into the northwest part of Reno, and Ben and Zach have both reported a few sprinkles down towards the Cullen Ranch area. But you'll notice that this isn't a big push yet. We're still waiting for that big push of rain, and that will arrive by the 10-11 o'clock hour. Light to moderate rain showers are expected overnight into your Wednesday. Then we're going to shift into more of a broken rain situation for your Wednesday, but definitely dealing with the best rain chances here in the overnight hours as that snow starts to, crash down towards lake level. Now, once that snow kind of falls down towards lake level, that storm will take itself back up around the lake. So we will see just kind of some broken, lighter rain showers on and off throughout the day Wednesday, but we're also going to be dealing with the wind on Wednesday as well. So overall, our storm timeline holds on to those high winds for another 30 minutes, really. We'll watch that warning expire, but we stay breezy overnight into your Wednesday. Rain chances, though, are going to help us out here soon enough. Back to you.
All right, Cassie, looking forward to that, hoping that does help out. We're going to be right back in just a minute. We've got continuing coverage of the wildfire coverage here with the Pine Haven fire in just a moment.
The new season of This Is Us has been extraordinary. And tonight, it only gets better.
I want our kids to know their dad sees greatness in them.
This Is Us, tonight on NBC.
Does this place feel like home to you yet?
It's starting to.
Go get help! I need a trauma team!
Pulse is dropping!
We can't lose her.
Transplant, tonight on NBC.
The pain level was over 10, and my doctor recommended that I go to Good Feet and try the arch supports there. It was the first time that I had no pain.
See for yourself with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
He said I should try dancing instead.
Our family never settles. We go all in. Like this Nissan Sentra. It has power. It has style. It doesn't compromise.
Let's get back in there.
Let's do it.
Refuse to compromise. The all-new Nissan Sentra. Get a low $259 per month lease on Sentra. Or get 0% financing for up to 84 months and 14 models.
When you're injured in an accident, the insurance company's game is to find any excuse not to pay. Guess what? When you're with us, game over. They're paying.
Golightly and Vanna, 222-3333.
When severe weather knocks you down, Shelter Insurance is there to help pick you up. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Come on. Let's go.
Come on, let's go in.
Toyotathon is on. 'Tis the season for great year-end deals.
Right now, get 0% APR financing for 60 months on a new 2020 Highlander. Or lease a new 2021 RAV4 for just $219 per month.
Don't miss out. Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
The feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. If the foot isn't properly aligned, that results in muscle tension and chronic pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is the right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
Your Weather Authority forecast, brought to you by NDI Plumbing.
Welcome back, everyone. The Pine Haven fire continues to burn tonight in the Collin Ranch area. At last report, the fire has burned several homes and about 1,500 acres. News 4's Zach Slotemaker joins us now with what he's seeing tonight from the top of Collin Ranch there.
Shelby, here at Green Parkway in Pine Haven. Pine Haven, the road that goes all the way to the tippity top of Collin Ranch. And I want to show you a hot spot that we've been keeping an eye on over the last few hours, and it looks good right now. Much different story 2 hours ago. You could actually see the flames from a further distance away. We're a little bit closer now, but you can see it's starting to die down, just that slight orange glow. We love to see that. As far as rain goes, Cassie's been mentioning it, I've been mentioning it. It's back here at Collin Ranch now. It's nothing to write home about, but it is something, a slight help for fire crews. It's really more of a drizzle than it is a rainfall right now, but we'll take it. I'd rather have that than how it's been most of the day, those strong gusts coming in. I also want to show you a pretty incredible sight here. While we have a lot of the darkness, you can see the remnants of where the fire has already burned through. This is where we're a little bit closer where we were earlier. This is further south, all the way up Pine Haven. This is where the fire started and then worked its way down with the way the wind was blowing. But you can just see the hot spots lighting up that hill right now. And here comes right back the wind. There goes the rain. Just like that, the weather changes. And now that wind is blowing back up north towards us. It just shows how crazy the weather is up here right now, with how quickly it decides to change from rain to wind to moderate wind to how it is right now, where I really have to get my stance going if I want to stay upright. Reno police had sent out a tweet and a message to the public saying that we're going to have a presence in these neighborhoods, the Collin Ranch area. That rings true. We've seen RPD trucks and their SUVs coming through these neighborhoods, knocking on doors, hanging out at these busier roads, just keeping an eye on things. And as far as evacuations go, right now it seems like the neighborhood I'm in seems like people are just keeping a very close eye on what the wind is to do. But right now we can see the downtown Reno vista. We can see all the way out to Sparks. Much different story than it was a couple of hours ago. Some good news that smoke is not as extreme as it was a couple of hours ago, but here it is again. Just look at how strong this wind is. I mean, it doesn't even hang in the air for more than a second, and it's blowing up back this way now. So something to keep in mind as we go out throughout the night. We're really going to be hoping for some more rain rain-like conditions for us to help out these crews behind me. Janae and Shelby.
All right, Zach Slotemaker reporting. Thank you so much, Zach. We appreciate it.
All right, now we're going to check back in with News 4's Ben Marjot, who's been live covering these fires now for about 4 hours. Again, Ben, are you still at Cashel and Gibraltar right now?
I am, Janae, but we're facing a different direction now. Now we're taking a look at this home that we've showed a couple times now. It appears to be one of the last things that, at least from our vantage point, we can still see actively burning. So I'll step out of the way so that we can take a look. It's difficult to tell exactly where this house is. We know it's on the other side of McCarran Boulevard. It is still actively burning. You can see kind of the shell of what remains of what is surely a multi-million-dollar home up there in a very nice area. And you can kind of see the blue and red flashing lights to the left of the house. There are fire crews up there. We've been able to see them. And they were doing some structure protection on some of the homes near that home that is burning. So I wanted to give you guys an idea of just how big of a response to this fire we have seen. There were 20 different strike teams en route to the area a couple of hours ago. And get this, every single firefighter in the Reno Fire Department, at least earlier this afternoon, was working this fire. It was literally, quite literally, all hands on deck for RFD. So it's just been an incredible effort, but not only from RFD, from Sparks Fire, from Carson City Fire, Federal, and other nearby agencies. One thing I did want to mention, what we have not seen out here, even when it was light out, is the air support that you would traditionally see, helicopters and airplanes doing water drops and retardant drops on the flames. We've not seen that. For one, it's too late in the year, so those teams aren't active right now. And two, when it was light outside, it was just too windy, so gusty. The wind gusts that were 50 miles an hour or over, they would not have been able to have flown in these conditions. So it's been strictly a firefight from the ground, but now we're hoping to get a little more support from the skies in the form of precipitation overnight. We hope and pray that that is coming so that they can get a handle on these last spots of the Pine Haven fire that are still burning at this hour. Live in Reno, Ben Marjot, News 4 on your side.
All right, thanks so much, Ben. Well, there are several areas, neighborhoods still under evacuation orders tonight. Some of them include Mountain Shire Drive, Cashel Boulevard, Village Green Parkway, just to name a few. We have the complete list on our website. The list has grown to about, I think, 15 streets or so. Now, McCarran Boulevard is still shut down in both directions near Collin Parkway as crews continue to battle this fire. An evacuation center has been set up at the Washoe County Senior Center on East 9th Street. For a complete list of locations and evacuated streets, you can head to our website, mynews4.com.
Now, there's also a fire burning in Mono County near Walker, California. That's near California and Nevada's border. Fire officials are calling this the Mountain View fire. Look at this. So far, it burned about 5,000 acres. The Mono County Sheriff's Office says mandatory evacuation orders are in effect for the areas of Colville, Walker, and Topaz. The US 395 is closed right now from Bridgeport to the Nevada state line because of this fire. Now, if you're affected by the Mountain View fire, there is a temporary evacuation point at the Carson Valley Inn. The address is 1627 US 395. That's in Minden. Again, the temporary evacuation point is at the Carson Valley Inn if you do need a place to stay and you're being evacuated from that Mountain View fire. Now, with today's wildfires, a lot of you have been calling us wondering when we're going to be getting that rain. Well, we've got Chief Meteorologist Cassie Wilson. You've been tracking all that wind, but also just crossing your fingers for this rain we're starting to see now.
Oh, it's a waiting game, Janae. We are definitely waiting for that rain tonight, but you can see the storm is starting to finally take its shape in the Sierra. So that's the good news tonight. We are seeing the rain turn to snow for areas like Donner Summit, north into the areas north of the Sierra there, out towards Gray Eagle and into Susanville. More pockets of snow popping up. The pockets of snow are important because that means this storm is gaining enough energy, it's cooling down enough, and when it does that, we will see the chance for some rain here in the valley. A few sprinkles are being reported. Both Zach and Ben have seen, felt at least a few sprinkles out towards the McCarran Loop there to the south, but we are watching really that rain kind of moving into Cold Springs, north just to the west side of Stead there, waiting here for, well, the rain to fall on the valley floor. It's going to take a couple more hours, but there is rain in the forecast tonight. 52 degrees right now in Reno. Those winds out of the northwest continue to remain blustery, but we are definitely warm today. You can see those temperatures starting to cool off where that rain is starting to transition to snow up around the lake. But here's the concerning map for you here. Our current winds are still in the 15 to 25 mile per hour range. So while we are minutes really away from that high wind advisory being allowed to expire, we're not dealing with, well, the wind expiring completely. Expecting some showers overnight and lingering into your day tomorrow as well. So let's get right to when we expect that. High winds in place through to your Wednesday as well. So as we put your wind futurecast into motion here, we are talking about those 25 to 40 mile per hour winds still kind of hanging around for your Wednesday. And that's when we'll see the heaviest snow falling in the Sierra and the blustery winds persisting throughout the day on Wednesday as well. So not a whole lot of relief when it comes to the wind. We are going to shake those 50 mile per hour gusts, but we're still breezy throughout the entire day tomorrow. It's not until Thursday that things calm down. We're under a winter storm warning though up in the Tahoe Basin, and we are expecting some healthy snow. So let's take a look here at the moisture part of this storm, the part that we just desperately need right now. As we head through the evening, we are going to be watching rain chances start to perk up better for the 395 corridor, Reno, Carson City, Washoe Valley, down towards Minden and Garnerville by 10 o'clock this evening. Into the overnight, we are looking at some decent rain chances holding all the way through to kicking off your Wednesday. Light showers will kind of be in and out of the forecast as we head through the day tomorrow. It will mainly be a heavier snow event for the lake as we head through your Wednesday all day long. Snow doesn't really stop and shower chances don't really stop here. So once we get going tomorrow, we do have rain in the mix on top of the wind in the mix tomorrow. As we take a look overall, we are looking at, well, a foot to almost 2 feet of snow for areas like Echo Summit and Donner Summit. Some of those ski resorts trying to open up this weekend, and they're definitely going to have the snow to do so. Tonight, shower chances by 10 o'clock, holding into the overnight and, well, isolated and scattered showers in the forecast tomorrow. 42 degrees tonight with a high of 64. It's still expected tomorrow. That should be 53. I mean, these last minute, because I have not done a full weather hit all night since we've been in this coverage. 50s for highs tomorrow here. There you go. 53 for your high in Reno. 50 degrees in Carson City, and we are expecting those temperatures to kind of be right where they should be this time of year. Overall, your 10-day forecast remains breezy tomorrow, but shower chances also holding throughout the day as well. So the rain is definitely a hopeful sign for these firefighters, and then we do dry out and calm down as we head Thursday, Friday, and into the weekend. Your next chance for a storm to blow through does come right before Thanksgiving, but we'll worry about that when we need to worry about that. Shelby.
Okay. All right. Thanks so much, Cassie. Well, we imagine that a lot of you might have taken videos, pictures as today's fire was burning. News 4 wants to see them, especially maybe you've had some great pictures of firefighters, our heroes right there. We'd like to see them. You can chime in by heading to our website, mynews4.com, or chime in using our News 4 app. You can also see them right here on, you might just see them right here on News 4.
All right, here's some video we have of I-80 back when the fire broke out at the Derby Dam exit. It is back open now. Crews have stopped that fire, thankfully. It was on both sides of I-80 westbound between Fernley and Sparks. It burned about 15 acres. Again, firefighters have stopped the progress of that fire, and the freeway has reopened on that stretch of the road. No word yet on what caused those flames earlier today.
Well, there are several areas still under evacuations tonight in the Collin Ranch area. Some of them include, actually this is the Doyle Fire, the Laura Fire that was burning in Doyle earlier today. That fire burned about 400 to 500 acres. The good news is that those evacuation orders there have been lifted, and US 395 is back open. So they did get control of that fire burning there in the Doyle area. All right, I think right now we are going to go to, I guess we're going to Ben right now. Thank you for the direction. Ben Marjat has been out following this fire tonight, and he joins us now with the latest from his vantage point. Ben, where are you and what can you see at this point?
Well, Shelby, we've moved a little bit from our last location. Right now we're on Skyline View Drive, so essentially one little canyon over from our last live shot. And around the corner and just up the hill a little bit, we did see some active spots that are still smoldering. Below me there's a log still smoldering, and in this canyon there's logs and bushes and trees that are still on fire. Really, it's not a huge active flame front by any stretch. That's the good news right now. And it looks like the homes on both sides of this canyon, so far as I could tell from this spot, have been spared from this fire. They were doing structure protection in these neighborhoods, and it looks like the homes, at least along this Skyline View Drive, have been spared as far as I can see. There are crews that are hand crews that are in this this valley, if you will. We're hearing, I don't know if you guys heard that, but that was a burnt piece of the tree falling down. But there are hand crews that are in this valley with hoses trying to get through and get some water on these hot spots, but for the most part just letting them kind of burn out. And they're up at the top where some of the homes are and down at the bottom, making sure it doesn't get outside of this valley. So good news to report from here, that there isn't really an active flame front here so much as just logs and bushes burning here in this canyon. It will look drastically different tomorrow when the sun comes up and we can see just the scale of the destruction. You can get a little bit of a picture of it right now, but tomorrow it's going to look drastically different when we get an idea of just how much this fire has burned and how big this burn scar is. We'll stick out here. We'll stay out here for a little bit longer, try and find a new spot to show you guys. I know a lot of people are anxious about, can you check out my neighborhood and my street? We're doing the best we can to get around and show different spots of this fire, so make sure you keep it here on News 4. Live in Reno, Ben Marjat, News 4 on your side.
And Ben, I know that you spoke with Reno Fire Chief Dave Cochran earlier today, but we also just got word that they are scheduled to hold another media briefing at 7 o'clock. So hopefully we'll have some new information and answers, but you haven't heard anything different from that, those original numbers of 1,500 acres, 500 homes still threatened, and they said several homes did burn.
They did. We haven't heard any additional information. It's safe to say those numbers will certainly go up since the fire was moving rather quickly and destroying a lot in its path over the last couple of hours. So we will definitely be at that 7 o'clock press conference. We'll head there now and bring you whatever information comes out of that. Last time we talked to the chief, he essentially said it was so early in this fire that everything was preliminary. They didn't know too much yet. So we should, at this 7 o'clock briefing, have a lot more information to bring you guys.
All right, Ben Marjat reporting. Thanks so much, Ben. We appreciate your help.
All right, News 4's Zach Slotemaker also has been covering the same fire all afternoon from a different vantage point on the other side. Zach, tell us what you're seeing now. And I do want to point out, earlier you were talking about how you were seeing RPD driving around the neighborhoods, making sure all the evacuated homes are safe right now.
Janae, it's certainly